There's a bird in my neighborhood that's been keeping secrets from me. For weeks, I watched a flock of cedar waxwings trace the exact same path, mulberries to pines, then back to mulberries, back and forth for hours. And then at Middle Creek, I caught one doing something I've never seen before, stealing silk from a tent caterpillar nest. Two behaviors, same bird, and neither one was what I expected. Cedar waxwings are some of the most elegant birds in North America. That silky tan-brown plumage, the sharp black mask, and the yellow-tipped tail. And those red droplets on their wings that look like candle wax. But the more I've watched them this summer, the more I've realized their real brilliance isn't how they look. It's how they think. Let's start in my neighborhood, where the mulberry trees have been drawing waxwings by the dozen. But here's what puzzled me. They never stay. The bird grabs a berry, then immediately shoots up to a tall pine tree. Another bird descends, then that one flies back, over and over for hours. It looks like chaos, but it's actually one of the most sophisticated feeding strategies in the bird world. Ornithologists call it a staging tree. The pines serve as a lookout post. Waxwings feed as a flock, but they don't mob the food source all at once. Some eat while others stand sentry in the high branches, scanning for hawks and other predators. Then they switch. One bird grabs a berry or two, returns to the pine, and the next bird takes its place. It's cooperative and it's disciplined. Here's something else I noticed. These birds never come down to our bird bath. Mulberries are about 85% water. They're getting every drop of hydration right from the fruit. Flash forward a few weeks, and I'm at Middle Creek Wildlife Management Area when I spot something else. A cedar waxwing perched at the edge of an eastern tent caterpillar nest, tugging at the silk strands. At first, I thought it was eating the caterpillars. But it wasn't. It was stealing the silk. You might remember my video showing a blue-gray gnatcatcher doing the same thing in a previous video. Eastern tent caterpillars build these nests in the crotches of cherry and crabapple trees. Those support strands are incredibly strong. They have to hold the entire structure through spring rains and winds. And this waxwing had figured out that caterpillar silk makes perfect nest material. The female builds the nest almost entirely on their own. They weave grasses, twigs, cattail down, and pine needles into a cup shape. The silk acts like a flexible binder. It holds everything together and stretches as the chicks grow. It's one of those moments that reminds you birds are constantly repurposing the world around them. One creature's shelter becomes another's nest. Nothing in nature goes to waste. Two different places, two different seasons of a waxwing's life. These aren't just beautiful birds. They're clever and resourceful. And they've been doing this for thousands of years, right under our noses. Those red waxy tips I mentioned earlier, they're not just decorations. They're made up of the same pigment that makes salmon pink and flamingos red. The birds extract it from the fruit they eat. More red tips means an older, more experienced bird. And here's the remarkable part. Waxwings tend to pair up with mates that have a similar number of tips. Even their courtship is built on what they eat. So the next time you see a flock of waxwings tracing that same path between the fruit trees and the pines or other trees, you'll know. It's not chaos. It's a choreography. And if you're lucky enough to spot one pulling silk from a caterpillar tent, you'll know that too. It's not after a meal. It's preparing for a family. These birds are so much more than beautiful. They're brilliant. I'm including a link for my video showing cedar waxwings and American robins enjoying cedar berries. Be sure to check it out. Thanks for watching.